good evening, even good morning, depending where you are listening to me from on the face of the globe. My name is Charles Mwewa. I am an author, but I'm also a thinker. In fact, I am one of the greatest modern thinkers. It hasn't just come to light yet. But I'll tell you one thing. When it comes to matters of governance, I have produced this book, RUMO, the Rule Moderation Theorem of Governance. And I'm speaking to the people of Zambia today. And I want to continue to address you on a very important and impeccable aspect that affects every Zambian. That will affect you today, it will affect you tomorrow, just as it affected our ancestors in the past. Now, my countrymen, Zambians, I have come to a conclusion that Zambia's biggest economic problem, in fact, Zambia's only problem, is economic. We in Zambia are the only country, probably in the larger world, to have the conditions that make rich countries rich, and to have less the conditions that make poor countries poor. And yet, we are still the poorest country in the world. Zambia is the most peaceful country in Africa. It is also, in my judgment, the most democratic. Those who study nations, those who study the constitution of nations, have all agreed that the conditions that make the worst, the first nations rich, is democracy and peace. Most of these countries have even gone to war to protect that peace and democracy. Zambia has not gone to any war. Therefore, has got even an added advantage that it has no wars. Even civil wars have not developed in Zambia. We vote every 5 years. We change government peacefully. The institutions of democracy, such as courts, the White House, the State House, and even the judiciary, they are functional to some extent. And yet, we are still the poorest country in Africa, and you don't even talk about the world. I have the solution. If you make me, Charles Mwewa, the president of Zambia, I will change the face of Zambia. I will change the economy of Zambia. In 5 years, I would make a 365 revolution of the economy. In 10 years, I'll make Zambia the first developed country in the world. And ask me why. All the presidents we have had in Zambia, Kenneth Kaunda, Frederick Chiluba, Levi Mwanawasa, Michael Sata, Edgar Lungu, Rupia Banda, even Hakainde Hichilema, they come to power with slogans. They come to power with noise. And in that noise, somehow, the people of Zambia have to choose between who makes more noise and who makes less. None of our presidents has been a thinker. None of them. In fact, I am able to argue with you, my countrymen, that all our presidents who have led us so far have been either opportunists, repeat contenders, or simply the lack of nature found them. So they come to power with no idea how to fix our only small problem, the economy. In this little book, RUMO, the Rule Moderation of Governance, I have provided you the missing link that makes Zambia poor no matter who governs it. that makes Zambia poor, irrespective of the fact that we have the best democracy in Africa, and even, I can argue, the most peaceful country in Africa. Now, in this book, I talk about systems, establishing functional systems. Now, these systems, they enable the economic machinery of a country to operate smoothly. No one in Zambia has been able to create any single system. In fact, the tradition has been that whoever comes to power changes even the little system the predecessor was attempting to make. So this takes us back to the square zero, where we were when we did not have a good government or a bad government. That's where we go back. When I rule Zambia, if Zambians, by any means, make me their president, my ideas in this rumor will change the country forever. These principles here are better than even the principle that established the United States of America. They are better than the principles that established the present Europe. And these ideas can change Zambia in less than 5 years. In 10 years, the West will be categorizing an African country as the first developed country in Africa. In room moderations, I provide a prognosis and a theoretical framework. Now, some of you are ignorant, and forgive me for using that word, because you don't understand that what has built America are theories. And that's why they think in Africa we can't even develop technologies. Why? Because we have no theories. We are not experimenters. We simply follow whoever experiments and then we buy into it. And that's why it comes to us very late. And by the time it comes to us, we are buying it at such a price that our economy suffers even more. It's the same with politics. It's the same with governance. We borrow a theory of democracy or an idea of economics from some country and then try to implement it in a country that was not even a control. In the end, our people suffer. Our economy suffer. But for Zambia, you have me, Charles Mwewa. I've already architected a theorem of governance. Rule moderation theorem. RUMO. This RUMO, implemented in Zambia, will change the face of Zambia forever. Even other countries will have to be coming to Zambia to learn our model. If I were to be president of Zambia, the very first day I enter into State House, the implementation starts. Why? I don't need 100 days to provide a vision. The vision is here. All I need is 100 days of implementation. And the following years, the child on the street will be happy. The person in the village will be happy. Students in class will be happy. Mothers will be happy. Fathers will be happy. And the happiness will not be political happiness. It won't be on paper. Why? Because they will have money in their pockets to pay bills, to buy new items, to make trips, to exchange goods, to own houses, to produce vegetables, to have an income that is respectable, sustainable, and monthly